Greetings, life forms, wherever you're receiving us. This is Nerd News Cafe, episode 32, and this is Justin.
And Matt.
And we're here to bring you the nerdy news from this week. We scour the globe for all of the nerdiest info we can find, and we bring you tiny tidbits of it to present on this.
And we scrape the interweb and catch the little particles of news that you may not have seen.
That's right. So that's your nerdy news piece. The cafe piece is that we always have a couple drinks with us while we do this. And today is no different. Sir, I notice you have a large styrofoam cup there. Can you tell us what you brought with you?
It is a delicious sweet tea, but it is from one of my favorite restaurants right now. They just built one closer. It's called Cookout. Mm-hmm. It's literally going to a cookout and getting grilled up some burgers and some fries. Some dogs.
They got barbecue. It's great.
Oh, my God. Anything that comes off a grill, they're doing, and I'm loving it. And it's cheap.
It is cheap. It is. It's a cheap option, and it's delicious. I love it too.
Oh my God!
Plus, they have milkshakes.
They have milk. They like what is it? 20? No, 30 plus.
Yeah, it's
30 plus.
Well, 36 on your
is it 36? Well, I don't read, so let's stay away.
Well,
from
it was facing me.
Oh, these are new cups. No, just came out, brand new.
And their sweet tea is good. I like that place because they're standard. If you get a barbecue sandwich, it comes with slaw on it. And I'm a slaw on the barbecue sandwich kind of guy.
You're a slaw man.
I'm a slaw on the barbecue kind of guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
You like all your things shredded.
Well, I had barbecue for lunch this week from another local place. So I heard recently that some of the people we work with from out of state, they assumed that our diet is mostly barbecue.
Oh my gosh,
that's pretty much what we eat.
I love hearing out of state comments. It makes me feel like, where did this come from?
Yeah. And but I have it relatively frequently, but maybe not every day.
I mean, it's available.
So we have a lot of options, and one of them is a local one, Sweet Peas, that I went to this week.
Oh, Sweet Peas.
And they're pretty well known, actually, because they were on the Man vs. Food episode where what's his name, Adam... I can't think of his name.
Adam Crazy Hair?
Yeah, the dude that was very unhealthy for a long time while he was on the Man vs. Food show.
I don't see how you could stay healthy.
He was in bad shape. It's funny, now that show's ended, if you see him, he's like actually a skinny looking dude.
He's like
he's pretty good. Yeah.
he's like, now that I don't have to look that way, I'm not going to.
I have to assume that was some sort of a court mandated punishment or something that he was serving out, and they were like, you have to go to every restaurant in America
foodie's prison.
And do all the food challenges because maybe he committed some food related crime or something.
Oh man, maybe the Food Network's like some conglomerate of punishment that we don't fully know. Like
they're all serving out sentences.
Oh yeah, and like people who love to cook have to cook things they hate, and that's why they're on there. That's why they look miserable when they're making it. Making this eggs Benedict's. I hope you enjoy it.
But what he got at the Sweet Peas was a barbecue burrito, and I decided, but it's like a huge, like I don't know, 5 or 6 pounds.
Yeah, usually it's like this enormous food that is not meant for one person.
But they have a regular portion, which is still pretty large, and I got that, and it was good. I don't know that I'd get it again, but it had slaw. The reason I brought it up is because it had slaw and beans on the burrito. So,
well, if you want to flex your barbecue muscles, I recommend Full Service Barbecue.
Oh yeah, I know. I know.
So good. They put one down there
on Kingston Pike.
Well, yeah, Kingston Pike.
This is doing no good for our listeners.
This is
out
awful.
Of the area,
this is all going to
cut. Come visit.
If you come into town, and I've seen everybody and their brother do it on Facebook now. Where's a good place to eat? We will fill your map up, buddy.
Yeah, just let us know. We can hook you up.
We will hook you up.
Or we'll just start a separate podcast.
That's right.
Where to eat in Knoxville.
Where to eat. And we'll run. That's about a 30-show run, and then we're done.
No, it would go on for a long time.
Oh, that's true. We just have to wait a month and then build a new one.
You may have heard this. This is a fact that Knoxville has the most restaurants per capita of any city in the country.
I don't. Sad thing is, I don't doubt it.
It's true.
One bit.
So we are kind of like an eating mecca. Yeah. So
don't get down and bow. Get down on that plate of food.
Yeah, and it's not just barbecue. So I have another coffee today. Yeah, but it is a cold brew coffee. So
it looks very chocolatey.
A little bit out of the comfort zone. This is Califia Farms.
Are you saying that right?
I think so.
Is it Wiz Khalifa Farms?
It's not Wiz Khalifa.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I would love for him to own a farm, but continue.
This is pretty good. This is cold brew coffee with almond milk, dairy free, and it's XX espresso. So
I like almond milk.
Yeah, it's good. I've actually had some earlier just to sample it out because I didn't want to have a gag moment on the show.
But those are our favorite moments.
I know that was kind of a classic situation back when we were serving each other up junk.
That was going to get out of control. Guys, I'm sorry if you really like that part of this segment. But it just got to the point where we were going to start mixing things in cups for each other and
mystery drinks.
Yeah, mystery drinks.
It was not going to end well.
It's like that dumb sucker with all the question marks. Is it good or is it butterscotch?
Oh man. And then they did something recently, speaking of dum-dums, where you could get one that might be buttered popcorn. It might be
I know there's people who like
bacon.
It. You know, it sounds like that Bean Boozled garbage that
it is similar to that. Yeah,
I don't want to do that.
There was one that was like spaghetti and meatballs or something, and it just tasted like oregano. Basically, it was a sucker of oregano. That's what
I know. No one can see my face.
Really disgusting.
But Justin can see my face.
It was gross.
Yeah,
I powered through it.
Oh,
I actually ate the whole thing because I almost challenged
sir.
myself. I was like, if I'm doing it, I'm doing it. I did. It was gross.
I would have contributed to a fire. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. This is evil. I must burn it.
The buttered popcorn one tastes just. All it tastes like is butter.
Straight up stick of butter. I know. I've been tricked into tasting. Oh, taste this new sucker. Oh, okay. What is this?
Anyway, let's get that bad taste out of our mouth and move on to some tasty news tidbits.
Oh yeah.
How do you like that segue?
Tasty news. Well, we're in a cafe. You get stuff served to you. I know. I gotta
served up on a platter.
Trying to talk and load up our Twitter.
Yeah. So this week, again, as usual, there's a ton of news out there, a lot of different things to kind of absorb and digest. What were some things that caught your eye in the Twitterverse?
First thing that caught me was the hydrogen metal discovery, which I know if anybody's read anything about it, I know it's still being debated here, the results and so forth, but I'm going to pretend that it is 100% thumbs up.
Wait, so... Let's if people want to take a look at this, what Twitter account did this come from?
It came from Billy in the Woods.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I tried to grab it from a more
tinfoilhat.com.
Tinfoilhat.com.
It was news from Science.
News from Science, which is they do pretty good about, putting whole articles out there that really say both. If there's opposition to it, they'll kind of get into it. And
That's good. Present both sides.
Yeah, and I like that, but
so what are the advantages of a metal version of hydrogen?
Well, there's several reasons. It's lighter, hydrogen's everywhere, but the big thing that I saw was the superconductivity without resistance. There is no resistance.
Okay.
So that means it's hyper superconductive, and that for electronics, for anything that uses electrical current, there's no loss. So it makes things, and with it being as light as it is, you can make really small components, really light components, and where weight is a factor like shuttles or spacecraft, no longer a factor in that sense.
Yeah, that's okay. That's good.
But it's not what they call metastable, and metastable means it's stable in room temperature. So it's not, they haven't got it to a metastable form, which they compared to a diamond because it works the same way because high pressures make diamonds. That's how you make hydrogen metal, was high pressures. And I think in a vacuum. I think they want to say it was in a vacuum. So, like I said, it's because
I did read this one too, and it said something about low temperature, like super low temperature and pressure for this one. And so, they were saying
that's there's not too many places that could work. But then again, if you can keep it stable and those kind of things, there are,
right. If it's stable, it's stable, and then you can bring it to room temperature.
Really cool. Yeah. And it's been an 80-year journey, which I thought was really crazy. I was like, we've been trying to get here, This when they said it, I was like, is this almost like turning lead into gold? Because, that was a big thing way back, in the day.
So, can we take any molecule? Cause we know we've got three states of matter: solid, liquid, gas. Right. So,
correct.
Are we is there some sort of a theory where you could take any molecule and get those, turn it into a metal based on external
I don't
pressures?
know. That's what that kind of made me wonder too. I know why they did hydrogen. Like I said, hydrogen is so prevalent in our universe. You find it anywhere. So if you were stuck on a planet, many, many years from now, and you get into a point where you need metal or you need manufacturing materials, well, hydrogen's right there available. You can grab it up, process it.
It makes me wonder about things like, could you do that with a nitrogen molecule?
Sure. I'm sure you can manipulate a lot of things, but I think it has to do with, with the molecule itself, electrons, protons,
sure.
how many things are in it and what happens when you start manipulating. Because, that's how you get fusion and natural reactions and, there's no more you. So to step off the science ledge, what else? What do you got?
Well, I did see that Marvel Studios announced production on Black Panther. They've kicked off.
I'm excited about Black Panther,
me too. I mean, that character in Civil War was great.
He was incredible.
He was really
The actor
cool.
was incredible.
Yeah.
The story, I wanted more.
And this movie, you want to talk about, I know I've been talking about how for the Han Solo movie that they're bringing in a lot of heavy hitters as far as acting prowess and notoriety. This movie is no slouch. I mean, the star, Chadwick Boseman is his name, that plays the Black Panther character.
He's done some really prominent roles.
He has. I mean, but he was in a movie called Get On Up. But yeah, exactly. Maybe he played James Brown. I don't know. I actually haven't seen that. But
I love James Brown.
But he was. Michael B. Jordan is going to be in this movie from Creed and Fruitvale Station. Lupita Nyong'o, the Star Wars Force Awakens. She was Maz.
Oh,
she was,
okay.
She's going to be in this movie, and she was in 12 Years a Slave.
Okay.
Dana, I think it's Dane. It's either Dana or Dania. I don't know.
Dane Cook.
Guerrera. That name is tough for me, but she's from The Walking Dead, so somebody that you would probably know. Martin Freeman, as we all know, Sherlock, Hobbit. He's been in a bunch of things. I mean, it's just Angela Bassett.
Yeah,
is going to be in. Forrest Whitaker is going to be in Black Panther.
I have this question. Do you think, with all these heavy hitters rolling into that movie, do you think in Hollywood it's like, I've got to be in a MCU movie or I've got to be in a Star Wars movie? I've got to be, because the longevity of those characters, I think like people like Harrison Ford on the Star Wars side, how long he's had that role and how much he's been perceived to be that character. And then on the MCU side, you've got, which he's really not MCU, but we'll pretend he is, and that's Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Yeah.
Well, and also, even though he kind of has been replaced, well, I won't even go there. We'll say he's Hugh Jackman because I was going to say Patrick Stewart.
Let's just say kinda, like blockbuster franchise.
Right, but it's the longevity of that character. So every time you need that character, you go to that actor, and they have to be that person.
Mm-hmm. I think...
I guess
there are some.
Is that job security? Is that?
Well, I think there are some people who would be okay with that, but you hear a lot of times with these, especially the big name people, that once they do something like Star Wars or Star Trek or a Marvel movie, they almost regret it afterwards because they're like, "That's all
people, they are."
Yeah, people think that's me.
Chris Pine's done a good job. He's done a good job of breaking away from that, and Harrison Ford has done lots of other roles. I mean, he's Indiana Jones, and that's another one, and that's not even in those universes. Yeah. Indiana Jones, I mean, we only know one man is Indiana Jones, and the one time they've tried to replace him, did not go well.
I think it's too all about how you approach the role. So, let's say, for example, Forrest Whitaker. His character in Rogue One is kind of like, it's very transformative. It's not just Forrest Whitaker being Forrest Whitaker. He's creating a whole new thing. But when I think about somebody like Harrison Ford and Han Solo or Indiana Jones, those characters are Harrison Ford.
They are, and that's what I'm saying. Do you think in Hollywood, and this is well off of this movie, but Black Panther is a very exciting movie. I'm really wanting to see it, and then rolling all these people in is just a bonus for me. But like I said, do you think that's the goal in Hollywood right now? If you want a longevity of character, you jump on it. Because I mean, look at Chris Evans. Yeah. He is Captain America.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. I think there are some people who would be fine with that. I mean, if you were talking to me and somebody, okay, here's the options. Justin, you want an acting career. You've got two paths you can take. Attach yourself to this franchise, whether it be Star Wars or a DC movie or Marvel, whatever that is, and you're going to be this character. You're going to play it, let's say, 4 or 5 times, and you'll have a chance to do some other things, but people are going to know you for this. Or you can have this career over here where you do a bunch of different things, and maybe you don't ever have anything that's a huge blockbuster, like a $1 billion movie like a Star Wars.
Yeah.
But you're going to have a good career. For me, I'm going the Star Wars route, 100%. And not even, they wouldn't even have to pay me that kind of money. I just want to
be an extra.
Yeah, I'll be an extra 4 times.
Can I be in the crowd of a ceremony waving?
Right. Would you rather be Mark Hamill?
Ooh.
Or would you rather be
pre-car crash?
No, just the career of Mark Hamill. I'm just kidding. Because, and actually, to be honest, he's done some pretty cool things.
No, Mark Hamill is a gem. I will say that guy. He's stand up.
So, would you rather be Mark Hamill or would you rather be? I'm going to say, because this is the first one that came to mind.
Okay.
Matthew McConaughey.
Ooh, Lincoln commercials or the Joker's voice.
Because Matthew McConaughey's done a lot of different things.
But he's always Matthew McConaughey.
But he's not, that's true. That's true. But
Can you think of somebody who does characters and not himself?
Christopher Walken.
Okay. Well, that's the same disease.
That's true. He's
always Christopher Walken.
It's true. It's tough to think of somebody
that does great
what
characters.
What about no, because he's attached to a series now. I was going to say Michael Fassbender.
Now, that's a good one though, because he's had to be one of my favorites, and then he's been Magneto, and he's been and he is Magneto. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
That's what I'm saying. He's attached to a franchise.
Are you trying to think of somebody that's not attached to a franchise?
Someone who's done just a bunch of different things, not attached to a franchise.
Jim Carrey?
Somebody like, but Jim Carrey...
He's not attached to anything. He doesn't reprise any role.
No, he doesn't, but except for Dumb and Dumber.
Well, and that was a love make.
Love child. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point... I guess the point
I know
I'm
what you're
trying
saying.
to get to
I think I would like to be Mark Hamill in the sense that...
Knowing that probably you would never have a movie that would be like Star Wars, and you would always be that, but you could have other things.
I would be fine with that.
You'd be fine with that?
Yeah, because right now voice work's so hot, and him being like being the Joker's voice, and everybody knows him as that really good Joker voice.
Oh, I just thought of a guy.
Oh, who?
What about Tom Hardy?
Ooh.
Because he's done a lot of different things, and they've been different.
I don't know. I really like and Christian Bale, even though he was Batman for a little while, he's
done a lot of stuff.
3 and done.
Yeah.
They're so method in character. I would hate to have their lives because you have to. Jared Leto, they go in there and they're like, I am this character, and I'd rather just play a part than be that part.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's an interesting thought.
Even though...
And I guess my whole point of that discussion was that I think it comes down to the person, because there are some people as an actor who's going to be fine with associating themselves with a character.
Once, right. It's just, do I want to be pigeonholed, or do I want to be diversified?
Yeah. And I think I'd be fine either way. But
if there's residuals attached to it, then I'm fine.
But if it was a series I loved,
no,
absolutely, I'll do that.
And I get a lot of people are like, I love Star Wars growing up. I just want to be in it. And they're like, okay, you can be Stormtrooper number 5.
Right.
Cool.
Okay. Sign me up. All right. That one.
Can I bring my armor, or do you?
You could bring your own 501st armor.
That's right. And that's some other people that are so in love with that, and we're just happy to be, have a flag up in part of it. So that was cool.
All right. Go ahead.
Next one. We spent that, but I'm going to go into another movie here, and I'm going to say I don't know how many there are fans of Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a cool concept and a cool movie, but. They're making a sequel because it has a lot of following. And John Boyega. Mm-hmm. I was going to say that right.
Of Force Awakens fame.
Force Awakens people.
Speaking of stormtroopers.
He is the leading role in Pacific Rim 2. There was a shot of him like working out and getting buff. And he was like, I don't like leg day. No one likes leg day.
No one does.
No one likes leg day. But he's playing the part of Stryker's son, if anybody knew who Stryker was in the first one. And I don't know. I like it. I like that he's in it. It's kind of saying that we're putting a little bit of money in. I know he's not a big prominent guy, but they're putting a little bit of money into this one. And I don't like the concept of the first one. I'd like to see how this one goes. I know it's monster movie kind of stuff, but...
Interesting for him that he's stepping out of the Star Wars series while this is still hot and heavy. I mean,
publicity-wise. Hey, that's crazy that he's doing a movie while they're doing publicity for that one. How insane.
Yeah. Star Wars could totally be like, we don't want him using his Star Wars fame to pull people into Pacific Rim 2. Nope, he can't do it.
No, can't do that.
Can't do it till he's done. But... I like John Boyega a lot. I think, man, I
think he's a great actor.
For someone who...
And he's real. Like, have you seen his interviews? He's a pretty real guy. He's like, And
he had done a few things before Star Wars. Some people knew him, but I didn't know him.
No, I had never seen him. I believed he looked really panicked in the sand.
He did a great job looking freaked out.
Looking freaked out 90% of that movie.
He did look good in the leather jacket, though. I'm glad he got
leather. I'm not going to lie. Him and... I'm so bad with names. Not Pog. What is
Poe?
Pog.
That was a 90s toy.
Well, he's not a 90s toy, but his jacket that he had,
Well, that's the one.
That's what I'm saying. Didn't he get another one after that? And they're like a brown one he's wearing now.
Well, that was Poe's. And he gave it to Finn. Oh no,
I'm thinking of what's her name's jacket from Rogue One.
Oh, Jyn.
Yeah, Jyn. No, I did like Poe's jacket.
I'm not
going to lie.
Finn would probably look good in Rey's jacket. He's just a good-looking guy. He could probably pull it off.
Oh, yeah. He's like, let me see that jacket. Yeah. I think I like Poe. That was my favorite character of Awakened. I liked Poe. He was just kind of like every guy's like, he was a go-getter. Mm-hmm. And he was like a utility kind of guy. He's like, what do you need me to do? You need me to fly a starship? You need me to dig a hole? All right, I'll be on it.
Poe, it was interesting because...
And Poe's got a background that they say is kind of mysterious, too.
Well, we're going to get into this a little bit. So. This is a little bit of a teaser because for our Thursday episode, Comic Book Corner...
Yeah, you have spoilers?
Not spoilers.
Okay.
But I might be talking a little bit about something that plays into that.
That's a good little teaser. So I'm gonna step away from that then.
But Pacific
I like his
Rim
jacket.
2.
Pacific Rim 2. John Boyega.
When does that come out? Is it 2018?
Yeah, I think so. They're just now doing filming.
Because I'm just wondering because Force Awakens 2. Never mind. Yes, Force Awakens 2. Force Awakens 2 comes out in December.
The Last Jedi found.
Yeah, and
I love all the fun stuff that's going on with that name, where people are going The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and then they add a new name to it. It's probably my favorite little memes right now. To get into.
I guess my question was, I wondered if it was going to be in competition with a Star Wars movie. I bet it's going to be a summer movie.
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah,
I really want it to do well. I like the. I don't know.
Well, I'm not saying that. I just wonder because if it was,
oh gosh, you're trying to say reap the money benefits.
If it was in competition with Star Wars,
I keep forgetting that one.
It just, to me, I think Star Wars would have a more interest in saying, no, you can't do this right now.
February 23rd, 2018.
2018. Okay.
Yeah, and that's a February, which is a very slow time in movies. And the original Pacific Rim earned $411 million worldwide, with $101 million of that coming domestically. So
I'll be honest,
did pretty good.
That sounds. I mean, that's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. It sounds low though.
It sounds low for a movie like that because I assume the budget was over $100 million. But
he doesn't say budget, which probably means that the budget was pretty high.
Even so, that means they would have tripled. Got 300% profit. But
I need to dip in the well. Probably next show. I'm gonna
check on Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed Watch 2017.
Let's check the scoreboard.
Well, every month, and it's funny because I was telling you that until we got the China numbers, we really aren't going to know. China doesn't get that movie to the end of February.
That's really weird.
You should see, if you guys ever want to see the crazy of crazies, go on IMDb, find a movie that's just come out, and it'll tell you how much it's made and all this, that, and the other. But there's a thing on there that says releases. And you go into that, and it'll show you when it got it and what country got it at what time. And you would not, Tanzania does not get to watch that movie until Christmas of this year. So Tanzania, sorry.
Well, they could get US DVDs.
I don't even know where Tanzania is.
That's where the Tanzanian devil came from.
No, that's what somebody else said to me too. Isn't that near Australia? I don't think that's Tasmania. I think it's Tanzania. I want to say it's in part of Africa, but that's beside the point.
Breaking news: the update for budget for Pacific Rim was $180 million. So they doubled their budget.
They did a good job though. They got their money back, and that's why they're making the second one.
Yeah.
And
obviously they
rubbing hands together right now. That means if Assassin's Creed.
Assistance Creed.
That's
a whole
It's
movie.
basically the secretary of the Assassin's Creed in that movie. So you're just dealing with her like losing her job because the place shut down.
Yep.
And, yeah, that's a good movie.
It's a little toned down.
There's not as much action.
She spends a lot of time answering phones.
It's kind of like if you took a game and the Office show and kind of mixed them together.
Shame on me for saying she. And it could be a male assistant.
It's a male assistant.
Yeah,
that was you spoiled it.
Oh, spoiled it.
Spoil it.
She was going to be, or he or she was going to be masked. There was going to be a big reveal. What does this assistant actually look like?
It's the cheetah from Zootopia.
Let me tell you, that guy loves a donut.
Hey, I'm with him. Even those virtual donuts, I was like, those do look good.
All right.
So walking away from Pacific Rim, Jaeger style.
Yeah.
What do you have?
Well. I was going to do this as my last one since my first one went long, but I was just going to say, and you already brought it up, that we do have the title for the new Star Wars movie. It would be It would be a big shame if I didn't bring that up on the episode today.
Well, since we know what it is, what do you think of it?
When I read it,
I have a theory that a friend gave to me, but I want to hear your thoughts before I drop it on because you may have the exact same theory.
Okay, so this is the way I took it. My initial reaction. First of all. The red font, I think, is cool. I like that they're going back to the red font. As been pointed out, they used it for Return of the Jedi. So it's not new. So we have the red font. Now, The Last Jedi, when I heard that, all that it meant to me, granted, maybe I'm not the most cerebral, thoughtful person in the world.
Sure.
But all that it meant to me was, well, yeah, Luke Skywalker's the Last Jedi. They just found him, and now the story is about him trying to restart the Jedi traditions, right? So he's the last Jedi, and then since then I've read a lot of different theories, and people say, well, don't forget that Jedi could be plural.
That's what it was brought to me. I was hoping you would get to that, because Jedi could be the last Jedis in the last order of them.
Yeah,
so what's he been doing?
I think they even said that in I think it was like the Brazilian release of the title, that initially they used a plural version of the word, and then they took it back and fixed it. So
I wonder, well, now, what happened? Was it a translation
was
error?
It an accident or not?
Or was it,
oh,
so sorry.
Well, an accident one way or the other.
Yeah, exactly. Whose accident?
Yeah. So that's one thing that's kind of interesting. And you're right. So does that mean, has he been training up some, some younglings?
He obviously was the one who dropped Ren off, I would imagine.
Ray.
God almighty, I am the worst. Ray.
That's one theory.
I don't think we ever see who dropped her off, do we? We just take it as he dropped her off. That's what the going.
Anybody could.
Well, that's what I thought. That's my IMO.
Yeah. In your humble opinion.
In my humble opinion.
I could go either way on that, and my biggest hope, because I've heard people say too that maybe she's a descendant of Obi-Wan, and
that was the going theory for a long time. And with the I've tried to find out what the next single movie after the solo movie is. And there's a lot of going back and forth. A lot of people think you're going to get that Boba Fett Mandalorian movie.
I thought too.
But there is tons of articles that says that's on hold, that's on hold, that's on hold. And there's a bigger thing, that there's a bigger push, and this may be just a fan thing, for an Obi-Wan movie.
Oh yeah, there's as far as ground support, yeah, absolutely. There's
so I don't know
efforts of people trying to push that. Yeah,
if you try to search it, you're not going to come with anything definitive, and that makes me think that they don't know.
Well, Ewan McGregor says it's shelved.
According
to him.
Well, of course it is for the solo. I mean, we're talking, what, 2020?
It would be, so we're getting this one 2020.
2020. So I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, 3 years away. But in a production standpoint, what, a year?
Yeah. I mean, they could get started in like a year and a half. Yeah. But if they were going to do it, I feel like at this point, Ewan McGregor would be aware. And at least now he's playing dumb.
Exactly. I was about to say, he may be and be like, I don't know what we're doing. Well, I'll be over here. Don't mind it. These are robes I wear around the house.
Yeah. I know you had another one. What was?
I just had one more. It's really kind of. It was just about automated cars. I love to. I love to mess with you on that.
I love automated cars.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
So
can't wait.
One of the things they're trying to put together is. It's theoretical, but the bigger thing is adding a little bit of construction budget to a Hyperloop to develop it for autonomous cars. And the reason is because you could get on what's kind of like an interstate, fast track highway, whatever it's called in your region. And you would drive your car in there, it would drive you in there, and it would shoot you out 700 miles an hour to wherever you're going. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just gone,
That would be great.
But there's a couple of hang-ups. First off,
what are the hang-ups?
The addition, if I didn't mistake an M for a B, it's $11.4 million extra to add to the Hyperloop to get where you can put cars on it.
Oh,
and
that seems small. That has to be
it is small. Well, it's just converting the tracks for a vehicle to go across.
So wait, it would be on the same tracks as the trains?
It would be in the tubes with the trains.
Really?
And then, well, they've talked about, I think there was another number that had a B associated with $1 billion, and that was
a B associated.
The B associated with the B word. But it was like so much billions to build a separate part of the Hyperloop that connects to the side of it using the same utilities, blah, 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 blah. And you would just have a car
so
track.
Maybe that makes sense. So doing it to where it uses the same as $1 million, and then
the real fuzzy on how it works. But to me, I don't see a car just rolling up into a tube and going boo and going. That sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
What I do see though is kind of a ferry service where you don't have a car that takes people. The car rolls in, connects
to a thing.
Yeah. So it kind of like a
almost
ferry.
A platform.
Yeah, a platform rolls up on there. Locks her in, locks you in, gone.
Good Lord. Can you? Okay, so I'm just thinking, how do you deal with things like whiplash in a situation?
See that I don't know
like
how the speed works. I don't know how you wouldn't feel the concussive speed.
Well, I'm just thinking, I go ride a roller coaster that does like the launch system 0 to 60, and I feel like.
But don't the Japanese have those monorails that go 300 miles an hour, and you don't see people all laned up on the back of it?
Because once you get up to speed, it's all relative because you're inside that environment. But
I wonder if it's the same way. It's just like increasing. I mean, a plane is moving ridiculous speeds.
Yeah, it's true, and it's all about the G-forces. So if you got turns and stuff, then it would affect it.
Well, I think it would roll roll. You know, you would probably feel the roll, but I don't know. Maybe they'll keep you
feel the roll.
That would be weird. You obviously can't have drinks in that thing.
No,
all in your lap.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like to think. I was like, this is super highway stuff, and I went back to thought of. You remember an iRobot, the Will Smith one, and he's driving that car. He's like, manual, and she's like, are you crazy? I can see somebody going manual.
He must have Jedi reflexes to be able to drive on that interstate.
Not smart. Go splat, he will.
Yeah, he's I mean, I love everything about the Hyperloop, and I like the idea of creating a new infrastructure of getting us,
I am too.
You know, from place to place in a new way, in a faster, more efficient, cleaner way. Because the Hyperloop, I know, is
it's all magnets and stuff like that. You want to build a pipeline, build that pipeline.
Yeah.
But they're building one in Europe, from Czech to Slovakia.
Okay.
So Europe's getting their first round. And look, I can only guess why those two places got it, because, you know, if it fails, I guess they're not worried about those two places. Obviously, it's not from Spain to France or anything, so... And I don't know, maybe they're trying to get some commerce in there in those two countries. Yeah, but I'm excited that they're... Because it was just Dubai was going to get this big one. I'm like, Dubai's got all this cool stuff. I mean, granted, they're oppressing thousands of people. But nevertheless... This new technology is making its way across, and hopefully we'll get to see it. I know they're wanting to put it from, is it L.A. to San Francisco? And it's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And that seems long to me. Didn't that seem long to you? Because it didn't seem like that long a span. I mean, when I Google Map in, I can just zoom in.
Isn't it?
No, it is.
It's only about like an inch when you look at it on the map.
I know. But no, it is. I guess it is a very long span. And I wonder, in my mind, I was thinking it was going to be this big thing, like you'd see the interstate. But somebody suggested to me, don't you think it would be underwater? And I was like, I didn't think about that.
Like they'd put it
like
out
the
in the
English
ocean?
Channel, you know, where they've done that tunnel that goes under it and comes back out. So you can get from, you know, I guess, is it England it starts at? It starts on the UK there, and then it goes under the water, and then it's on the other side. So I didn't think about them going under, you know, and then coming back up.
Yeah, I guess it...
I don't know. I think they would have a real thing about the San Francisco Bay. They would lose their mind on it.
Los Angeles to San Francisco, if you're driving, takes 5.5 hours.
Wow. Yeah, so I guess that is a real big deal to cut it down to an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm excited. And I like that we're still talking about it. I hope that it doesn't go away, because I want to live in the future.
I do too.
I so badly want to live in the future.
That technology,
things.
Well, that technology is supposed to, they're looking into eliminating rocket fuel.
Yeah.
Because, you know, once you get going at that speed, if you can, you know, kind of make that arc up, you shoot rockets into the sky and you use no propellant.
But then, yeah, that gets us out.
Yeah. No, once you're out, then you've got to have, well, the EM drive doesn't use any liquid either. It's just an electrical charge that propels. So then you have no fuel weight.
And that's good for things that we're doing locally. But
yeah.
But then if we want to, so one of
the things, come back.
Yeah, one of the things that I really wanted to see, and it was something NASA was working on a long time ago, was they were doing. I remember there was a project where they were taking submissions for a spacecraft that could launch from Earth, land somewhere, and then launch back and come back. And so that to me fell off the table. I don't remember hearing anything about that in a long time.
I think technology surpassed probably people's ideas, and we probably never went back to it.
Yeah.
So I mean, that'd be cool, but that's why we need rivets. Put some rivets out there on there, start building that infrastructure on another world, and then come back.
Yeah, that's true. Or just build Stargates.
Ooh.
Let's build Stargates.
I like that. I like where your head's at. Wormhole portals. Uh-oh, this door's the wrong door. Oh, like a Sully or a Monsters, Inc. Ooh, yeah. Close that one. Destroy that gate.
But we'll get out there someday and explore the stars. I just hope I'm around to see it.
I want it to be in my generation, in my time that I'm here. If not, I'm going to have to upload my consciousness.
And whether it looks like Star Trek, Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica, whatever it is, I just want the humans, because really, and I know I've said it before, our future isn't on this planet.
No, we're too big. We're too... I don't know. I think we're too smart to stay in one place.
And whether it be 1,000,000 years or 1,000 years, the clock is ticking here.
Look what we've done in 100.
So
look where we were 1917, you know? Did we I think phones were around, but it was like a telegraph or... I don't know. I don't know when a phone was invented.
Well,
automobile had just come out, and now we're like talking about cars that drive themselves.
Right. I'm just saying, eventually the clock's going to run out on this planet.
Well, yeah.
And I don't necessarily mean from us, although I do believe that we are influencing that.
Yeah, we're crisping this bad boy.
I am in the minority of people who believe in things that we are artificially changing the planet.
Hey, you need to get on that rogue NASA Twitter.
I know. But even if you factor that out,
yeah, still,
the sun's going to burn out someday.
4 billion years, that's all we got.
So
we got to figure out how to move this planet in 4 billion years.
Yeah, that sounds like a long time, but that's an expiration date regardless.
I would say not in the scheme of things.
So yeah,
and not to mention, and just throw it quickly out there, another asteroid passed us, guys, and it wasn't huge, but it got close.
Yeah,
and we kind of didn't see it till almost the last minute.
We're watching these things and we're going,
suck it in. It's almost like a beanball.
Yeah.
No.
All right. So, I feel like this space talk is a good time to transition.
Yeah. It's time for some Trek Wars trivia.
Let's do the Trek Wars trivia. All right. So, Matt, we're still doing traditional, unless you want Star Wars questions.
No, it's fine, because I like failing at something I should know.
Okay. But we do have the double card option.
We do.
So we'll try to pick the best from that. And I would like you to go first.
I will. Go ahead and roll phasers.
Phasers.
Oh, no, it's ships.
You don't roll that one too much at all.
Hopefully I have a chance on this one.
Okay. What ship did Geordi LaForge's mother command?
Oh, good Lord. The USS...
You got that right. Stop there. Cash out.
That's my final answer. I want to say it starts with an N. Noriega.
It was the USS Hera.
Hera.
Hera's Casino.
Hera's Casino.
Yeah. All right. Well, off to a regular start.
Yeah, there you go. I will say I've gained a lot of knowledge from playing Star Trek Online. So hopefully
we could see. We need to make a graph because your success rate might go up the more you play.
The more I play.
All right. Mr. R2 is. That was a weird sound.
That he was
number 3,
crazy.
Please.
What 4-word phrase describes the time frame of the Star Wars movies according to the opening text?
It must be a long, long time ago.
It's too many longs. I'll give it to you. It was only 4 words. This is a long time ago.
Why did I say long, long?
I don't know. Far.
Oh, far,
in a far
away.
Yeah, far. In a galaxy far away. No, it's okay.
I'm going to take half point on that one because I messed it up.
Well, I mean, it's exactly what it says, but it did say 4 words, and you said.
But
5.
you know, I know it confused me because I said, "Wait, a long, long time ago is too many words. They must not be counting the article A." But
you did math bad.
Okay, I'm taking a half point on that one. Yeah,
he's going to penalize himself.
I am. I throw myself on the mercy of the court.
What? Oh my gosh, phasers!
This never happens, guys. Yeah. I'm not sure what.
I'll tell you what does happen a lot. What's about to happen?
Oh man.
Oh, I'm sure these questions are...
No, this sounds like something that would be memorable, so you've got to get this.
I hope so.
What sort of cake did Deanna Troi become in Data's nightmare?
Oh.
She became a cake, is what it says.
Yes. She was they were carving her up.
And it says, leading him to uncover interphasic organisms that were consuming peptides.
She was a person cake. She was made out of a cake, and they were cutting her up, and they were cutting a certain section of her, and it was a taste that they were tasting, and it tasted like something. Was it it wasn't a peptide cake, was it?
Yes. Cellular peptide. I'm going to give that to you because you know exactly what it is. And
yeah, that was a really weird episode. Yeah. If you guys watch Next Generation, it's probably one of the better ones because he kept hearing this phone ring.
Sounded bizarre.
And the meme where it shows someone answering the phone out of him, I think is in that one.
Okay.
So it's a really good episode.
Cellular peptide cake. Doesn't sound very tasty.
Mm-mm. Oh my gosh, did you hear the pop on that?
Cracked his skull.
He about broke R2.
5.
5. I'm going to have to go with this one. How many Gamorrean guards tried to block Luke's passage into Jabba's throne room?
2.
You got it.
Yeah.
It was just one.
That's where he did the Force choke.
So the other one's what creatures are sometimes referred to as Tusken Raiders? This card's about to hit the dumpster.
That's racist, sand people.
I know. That was pretty racist. Maybe I should have made you say that like you just did. All right, let me roll for failure. Because you got 1.5. I have 0. No, I got 1.
You got
I got
one.
I got 1. Ooh, Federation. Okay. Well, yeah. United Planet of Stars.
What famed Vulcan ambassador was Picard ordered to find on Romulus?
Oh, was that Spock?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say Sarek, his dad, but it was actual Spock. And you know what's funny is I just played that mission on Star Trek Online.
Nice.
Well,
see?
the
it is paying off already.
I know. I'm winning.
It's all coming true.
2. You got to get this. Who issued the order for the second Death Star to fire its prime weapon?
Are we going to say it was Piet?
Is that your final
Yeah.
answer? No, it's the Emperor.
Oh, God. Of course it was. Of course it was. He was sitting there and he's like,
Fire
at will, Commander. Fire
at will.
God bless. I promise I didn't throw it. I really got confused.
I think that he did.
I didn't throw it. Well,
no, that was a tricky one, and that's why I picked it, because your other question would have been, what pilot took one look at the Death Star and exclaimed, "Look at the size of that thing"?
That's what she said.
That is what she said. Do you know that one?
I think it was Lando.
No, it was Wedge.
Oh, Wedge said that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That had to be from episode 4, because he'd seen it before anyways.
Wedge.
See, I was stuck on thinking of Return of the Jedi, and that threw me off.
Yep. So that's
Wedge, the real savior of the rebellion.
Way to go, Wedge.
He was involved in 2 Death Star assaults.
I know, and survived it.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't in 7, right?
He was not.
Yeah.
People wanted him to be.
I know.
He really should have been.
They should have referred to him as Ambassador Wedge.
I think that they tried. I honestly think they tried to get Wedge to be, and I don't know the guy's name because actually there were 2 Wedges.
Yeah, I know. I know.
But I think they tried to get the second guy to be in The Force Awakens, and he didn't want to do it.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah.
Wow. That is. I'm going to tell you right now. That's impressive for the people at Star Wars to come and you say no, dude.
I would have loved to see
what
Wedge.
kind of life are you living to say no?
Honestly, Wedge should have been like leader of the not necessarily out there flying, but kind of like the commander of the squadron, the X-wing squadron.
Yeah,
that would have been great. But Matt, the floor is yours. You are victorious once again. Back into the winner's circle.
It's nice.
How's it feel?
Well, it feels cheap because
you didn't
know that. That was a trick question.
You're not sure what to do with your hands?
I don't know. They're up here at the mic, and I don't know what to do with my hands. Well, I had so many, but I didn't think I'd win. So I kind of just laid them out there, and I was like,
carte blanche.
Yeah, carte blanche. I actually took notes from last time. So winning this is such a... oh, dang, the music. No, no, I want to kind of talk about some more space stuff here.
Okay.
So with the asteroid that passed us, one of the things that we're looking at...
Watch your asteroid.
Watch your asteroid, buddy. That we're looking at is, as you say, we're kind of burning through what we got here on Earth. So we're looking to the stars for materials.
Right.
So one of the big things that's out in the news right now is mining asteroids. So your real questions with it is, the first 3 things that come to mind, my questions is, what's the economic impact of bringing materials in that could basically shamble the worth of something, like metals and such? The other thing is, what kind of tech boost are we going to get from it? Because now we have these rare items that are not so rare anymore. And then the third thing is, who controls the harvest? The people who mined it, the company that paid them to mine it, or the people who receive it and process it? Who owns it?
Who's it belong to?
Who's it belong to?
Okay. What are your thoughts, just initially?
Initially, I think it's going to be a real crap show right up front is when we start bringing in stuff from outside, because it's going to, people who have countries who have built their whole economic stability on having this element that you can find nowhere else in the world, as suddenly somebody went down to the corner asteroid belt, picked up a block of uranium and brought her on back. They're screwed.
Yeah.
They're super screwed. So I think it'll be bad for them. But on the other hand, I think that they could turn around, and since they know how to mine it and they know how to process it, why can't we put those up? Put those skills and those people out there to do that.
Yeah.
To handle that, so their economy doesn't take a tank on it, which I don't think it will. But the tech boost is what I'm really worried about or not worried about, but I'm kind of excited about, because we have I think is it graphene or graphene? I think is something that's processed and is processed out of a certain metal that's in China.
Okay.
So they have the biggest supply of it, but it's a thing found in other rocks in the solar system. So if we brought that in, you talk about all these things that, hey, we only have so much and it costs this much to do. You bring that in and it's over saturation, and you're able to, make more devices that are smaller and faster and able to use that stuff a lot better.
So availability of resources, when you start finding other sources, it definitely changes the economy of things. And you're right, it could affect countries where maybe they are the, prime world producer of bauxite, and we go find an
Tennessean
asteroid that is just pure bauxite, and it's and it's like, oh, we could get years and years of supply of bauxite from this. I don't even know what bauxite is.
And a perfect example is, for a long time, and I want to say this was in the Roman times also, or maybe before it, salt was highly sought after. Salt was your currency. Then it came to find out salt's everywhere. It's in the ocean. It's everywhere. So salt went to crap.
Yeah.
It petered out.
Right. It did.
So, and gold became the new thing because it was very sought after and hard to find.
Yeah.
And now it's still hard. It's still a big deal because I guess we just hold that currency because it's rare. But at the same time, gold is super conductive, really good material to use. So that's a perfect example. So like you said, bauxite, they go and get a huge asteroid. Now I just saw, I want to say it was some kind of metal. I don't think it was titanium or something like that. It was some kind of special metal ore that they found. It was like $110 million worth of it in one asteroid just floating around that we could snag and pull in. Well, it's not going to be worth $110 million when you bring it down. It's going to be worth nothing
unless one person controls it.
Exactly, and leads me to the next thing. There's only so many people who have the money, the availability, and the resources to go mine and to go get things.
Yeah.
And that puts more of a power on those people.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, the rich get richer, essentially.
Exactly, and I feel that's a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on. I personally, okay, so if I'm thinking just the question of who has ownership of the resources,
because there's a lot of hands that's got to transfer from anyway.
I would think that the company that commissioned the mining expedition is and whether that's a person, a company, or a government, they own whatever the spoils of that mining expedition are.
You're better at money than I am, or at least the economic value of it. But wouldn't it be worthless the minute they brought it into our thing? Because then it's oversaturation. So something that they go mine is like, man, it's worth $200 billion worth of this ore, and then we bring it down. Well, then it's oversaturated. It's not worth that.
So I think
is the amount. That's here.
It's kind of you're right. I mean,
it's a double-edged sword.
When something is rare, it's worth more because it's a scarce. So it's supply and demand, and that's just basic economic principle. But if you control the supply, you can control.
I didn't think about them like squatting on it.
And also, especially initially, let's say they go find some sort of a rare metal that we don't even have on Earth,
like molecules and stuff we were talking about earlier that we didn't have.
Well, the market for that's going to be huge because people are like, I want space metal, and they'll be making jewelry out of it. They'll
adamantium.
Yeah, exactly.
They found adamantium.
So something like that. But then once it's here, the newness wears off and it's everywhere. Then it's a different kind of thing, and it all depends. It's like when you think of oil.
True. The more of it is, it crashes down. People start losing money and start panicking
when they start putting that supply out there.
But when it got
price
higher,
goes down.
Our free energy boost was like, hey, we need to start looking at solar. Hey, we need to start looking at wind. And now that it's back down again, I've noticed the conversations of that have kind of dwindled again. But with this mining thing, I think it's a good thing. It really worries me that you're going to really crush a lot of small individuals in the start of it.
It kind of gets to the point where you start thinking about...
it's a long-term game. It really is, because if you want that tech boost, we need these materials. We need graphite. We need steel. We need all these things to do the infrastructure for like the Hyperloop. We probably don't have the materials for them. And recycling's great, but I don't know how long you can do that. You only have so much resource.
Yeah. I mean, if it's going to get to the point where it makes building these advanced technologies cheaper because the resources we need are more available, then I feel like do it full. Yeah, you know, I would do it anyway. I just think I don't think there's anything wrong with going out and finding new sources of resource. And the thing about it is, if every country was doing it, I think you start to get into a very interesting situation where how do you claim an asteroid as yours? And then
that's like it goes back to the old
I don't know, some kind of space battle, maybe even like Star Wars.
Well, you know, that's a lot of that's resources.
I know, and it's all a struggle for resources. That's what everything is.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many. I mean, is there any space movies that aren't over a resource? I mean, what's ruled for since late 1800s is probably oil.
Yeah,
people who own it, people who control it, people who can make it, get it. You bring in something else that's better than that, or you bring in. I mean, even animanium comes in here, and those you have animanium barons because that's the big commodity now. Well, oil's big, but animanium is bigger.
Yeah,
you know, so I don't know. Then you see those people start getting crushed, and you know, end up like the rest of us Joes.
It's really just that's when the scales get tipped.
What happens? What goes on? And like I said, I think with the free energy and what the bannings and the going away from it, I think that's a cause and effect of oil being so prominent as it were for a while, and now we're trying to these people are trying to grip on the valve and turn it, and no, it's not that prominent. It's not that prominent. It is now. I'm sorry, but we're drilling everything we can find too. So
yeah, we are.
So that's where I'm at on that. But I would love to hear what people have to say about it.
Me too.
I know we're going to hear from Eric, so I'm counting on you, Eric. Andrew, we hadn't heard from you in a while. There's a couple others out there I'd like to hear from. So if you guys have got some thoughts on it, I mean, I know it was kind of a serious, drawn out one, but it adds a lot to what can happen. We did kind of go all
over the place, but really, just
we love
thinking
science.
About
but I mean, it's the start of mining.
Yeah.
It's the start of bringing outside resources and what happens to society when you do it.
You start thinking about us operating as not a local little planet, but reaching out and really starting.
You start getting an identity of what you do. Oh, and it's back. It's kind of a back to roots thing. It's like, well, you're a carpenter. You're wanted in this district. You need to go to this district.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about money. It's about, you know, we'll put you in housing and all that because we need you.
Right.
So you become an identity.
So I know I didn't tag it earlier, but if you want to follow us on Twitter, if you want to interact with us, very easy. Our handle @nerd_news_cafe. If you want to get in touch with us at Facebook, you can do that. We have a fan page. We have a website, nerdnewscafe.com. You can Google us. We show up. I promise it's not hard to find us.
Oh, we come up pretty quick.
Yep. And we're still looking for those reviews on iTunes, as always.
Looking, waiting, wondering.
Yeah, but we appreciate you and for everything you do today, and just the fact that you tune in and listen to us. You know, it keeps us going. I know that we've got people out there that look forward to the show.
Absolutely.
That makes me feel pretty good. So.
Oh yeah, I like every interaction when I see us get a new follower or somebody who talks about something we've said on the show. Oh, it's great. I'm on it. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Up about it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I get super. I'm literally looking for that icon on my phone. Oh, somebody said something to us.
Yeah, it's great.
And it's always going to be that way. I don't care, big or small. I'll always be that way.
Yeah. But that's it for today. Come back next week. We'll have more for you. And don't forget the Thursday show.
That's right.
Have a great week.
Transmission.